Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome back once again to your favorite channel, that is StudyIQ IAS English. I'm your educator Praveen Mishra, coming in front of you about discussing the fair and remunerative prices as well as the Rangarajan committee. Right, so as discussed in today's the Hindu analysis as well. Okay, so here is the interesting session for you. What do we understand by the term fair and remunerative prices? Okay, what are these things? So first and foremost, remember guys, we have got the minimum support price for the other agricultural products. Okay, nearly 24 of them are there. Okay, under the purview of MSP. But when it comes to the FRP, that is fair remunerative prices, make it clear everyone that it is only and only for the sake of sugar cane production in India and no other particular agricultural or non-agricultural produce. It is covered under FRP. It is only and only the sugar canes that are covered through the subject of fair and remunerative prices. Okay, so we have got the statute for it. What is the name of the statute? That is ECA, Essential Commodities Act of 1955. As you can see, it is mentioned over here on our screens. Okay, that is what? Essential Commodities Act 1955. And through this Essential Commodities Act, the Government of India issued an order that is termed as the Sugar Cane Price or the Cost Control Order 1966. Okay, so simply speaking, sugar cane is covered under the umbrella of essential commodities, right? And through that essential commodities, we have got the Sugar Cane Price Control Order 1966. Okay, so one thing that is to be made clear, that is through this particular ECA of 1955 and through this FRP, okay, the sugar mill owners, they are legally bound to pay at least the FRP to the farmers. Just the same way MRP is there for the other agricultural produce, okay, FRP is there for the sugarcane farmers. Okay, so what does it provide? It provides the cost based price, as in it provides, simply speaking, it is mentioned here, FRP is calculated to ensure farmers to get a minimum 50% of return over their cost of production. Let's say for example, a farmer has invested 100 rupee, okay, over the production of a sugar cane. So in return, at least minimum amount that is fixed is 50%, that is 150 rupees. The farmer must be gaining or having the profit margin. Okay, that is 50% out of 100 rupees, that is 50 rupees. So in total, including the cost price, it should be minimum 150 rupees. Secondly, it does provides the national uniformity as well, that is unlike the state advised prices, that is SAP. So for the union level, we have got the FRP, but at the states level, we have got the SAP or the SAP, that is the state advised prices. Okay, which varies from state to state, but the FRP, it is uniform throughout the whole nation. And then timely payment mandated. What is here? The mills, those who are gaining or procuring the sugarcane from the farmers, they must pay within 40 days of the delivery of a cane. Failing to do so may incur the interest, okay, of nearly 15% per annum by the mills to the sugarcane farmer. Okay, so this is what FRP is. Remember the features. Firstly, the cost based price, that is, it is saying 50% of the minimum profit should be given to the farmers. Secondly, national uniformity as compared to the SAP, that is the state advised price. Okay, FRP goes ahead and provides uniform prices throughout the whole country for the sugarcane producers. And thirdly, it is providing the time frame to the mill owners, those who are procuring the sugarcane from the farmers. And what is the time frame? 14 days from the delivery. So let's say today on 1st of May 2025, a farmer has delivered, okay, some sugarcanes to a particular mill. So from here 14 days, that is by maximum 15th of May, that particular farmer shall be paid by the mill owners. In case of failing to do so, 15% per annum, okay, that is immediately 15% of the interest would be levied on the mill owner, and that mill owner will be subject to the payment of that particular interest amount to the farmer in addition to the principal amount. right? So this is what the FRP is all about. Secondly, the difference between FRP and SAP. Okay, what is this? So FRP, it is first of all, okay, as you can see, it comes from the central government, okay, through the CSCP. And secondly, okay, SAP, that is a state advice price, obviously through the state government. Then what we have got legally binding, FRPs are legally binding, whereas SAPs, they do not have any force of law. Then what we have got uniformity, it is through the Pan India, and SAP, obviously, it is varying from state to state. Then what we have got, the basis, cost plus profit, that is 50%. So let's say 100 rupee a farmer has invested. So in addition to that, 50 rupee, that is 50% of the cost price should be given to the farmer. And here, once again, they are often politically influenced, that is depending on state to state. And then what we have got, the enforcement, yes, obviously backed by law, that is legally binding. And here, no legal enforcement. It is neither backed by any law, statute, or anything like that. Okay, so this is what the difference between FRP and SAP is. Next, when we talk about FRP, okay, it is declared by the government, and apart from that, delay will incur how much charges? 15%. Immediately 15% of the interest will be levied onto the mill owner the moment the mill owner fails to provide any sort of payment to the farmer. Next thing, when it comes to FRP, okay, who has particularly suggested the incursion or involvement of FRP when it comes to sugarcane production? So it is through the name of the committee is mentioned here, okay, Rangarajan Committee. Okay, that was established in the year 2012. Remember one thing, guys, FRP was introduced in the year 2009-10 financial year cycle, but Rangarajan Committee was only made in the year 2012. So why anyone can claim, or how we are claiming it, that Rangarajan Committee report, okay, provided FRP? No. FRP was the brainchild of the then Prime Minister of India, that is Sardar Manmohan Singh ji, who is late now. He's not no more into the life here. Okay, so the late Sardar Manmohan Singh ji. Okay, so he introduced FRP, but yes, through the Rangarajan Committee report, FRP was enhanced. Okay, as initially the cap was 30% or 35%. Okay, that is the profit margin to the farmers, but through the Rangarajan Committee, it was enhanced to the 50% of the margin, right? So remember, guys, the authorities involved. So first and foremost, the biggest authority that is involved here for the sake of FRP, it is the CACP. CACP as in Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, and secondly, the another organization, that is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. Okay, so these are the two government agencies, or the government bodies basically, or the parliamentary bodies also you can call it. Okay, those who are involved into the implementation of the FRP, that is fair and remunerative prices. And apart from that, the name of the committee, what is it here? Once again, Rangarajan Committee. And make it clear, guys, that Rangarajan Committee didn't propose FRP. FRP was proposed by the then government only in the year 2009-10. But just the Rangarajan Committee enhanced the versions or the protocols of the FRP. So as what we can see further here in front of us, the Rangarajan Committee, okay, which had already been adopted, that is FRP, but this committee made recommendations to rationalize FRP, such as, okay, linking sugarcane prices to the revenue realization. Okay, that is 70:30% of the revenue sharing formula, but still 50% of the profit cap is kept. Then phasing out state advised prices, okay, which distort the market. So what Rangarajan Committee further stated, that the so-called SAP, that is the state advised prices, are not good for the sugarcane farmers, and hence it decided, or it recommended actually, to phase out or eliminate or vanish the so-called SAP. Okay, so if we go ahead with the timeline, so what it is here, 1966, okay, through the government order, that is the Sugarcane Price Control Order 1966. Then came into the picture 2009-10, that is FRP was introduced. And then 2012, Rangarajan Committee for the sake of reforms. Remember everyone, Rangarajan Committee is just for the sake of reforms into the sugarcane production as well as its procurement by the government as well as the mills. It is not, okay, a committee that should be credited to introduce FRP inside the Indian market. Okay. So when we talk about this one, ECA 1955 or the Essential Commodities Act 1955, when India gained independence at that time, what was happening to us, that is, the economic slowdown was the biggest disease, illness, or the trouble to the Indian economy, to the nation of the country, nation of India as a whole. So because of which we were heavily dependent on the imports or the PL 480 program of America, right? So which was already shameful, first of all, and secondly it was also troublesome for the economic development of the country. So in order to overcome this economic crisis and provide more emphasis to the agricultural produce in India, the then government at that time, led by Jawaharlal Nehru, came forward with the ECA, that is Essential Commodities Act of 1955. And what does this Essential Commodities Act provided us? Okay, so it was coming into the time period when we were facing acute shortage and scarcity with regard to the food stuff. We were heavily dependent onto the PL 480 program of the US, and in order to curtail the black marketing and hoarding of the food products, okay, agricultural products as well, okay, the Essential Commodities Act came into being in the year 1955. But the most important feature that we need to discuss is what are the particular products or the commodities that are considered as essential commodities. So it lies absolutely into the hands or the discretion of the union government to declare any commodity as essential commodity, or even to take out or phase out any commodity from the essential commodities purview, right? So remember, okay, there is no specific definition of essential commodities in the ESA Act of 1955. Okay, simply speaking, it allows the union government only, not the state government even, to add any commodity in the umbrella of the essential commodities, or as well, okay, to phase out, eliminate, or subtract any particular commodity from the Essential Commodities Act. Okay, that is what simply, okay, exactly into the hands of the government of India. So the center, if it is satisfied that it is necessary to do so, okay, in the public interest, can notify an item as essential in the consultation with the state governments. Okay, so state governments, they are just consulted, they are not taken into the consideration when it is coming to the final decision, right? So guys, this is about FRP, that is fair remunerative prices. And now do please tell me into the comment section, what was the primary reason that compelled government to have FRP specifically for the sake of sugar canes in India? Why FRP was focusing specifically on sugarcane production and procurement and not on other products? You might be having this, so for other products we have got MSP. Yeah, so why wouldn't we just inducted sugarcane into the MSP as well? Okay, so do a basic research, guys, okay, and do please let me know into the comment section that why the central government came forward with FRP specifically for the sugarcane production in India. Okay, so that's it from my side, guys, in this session, in this short session. And please do not forget to subscribe to our StudyIQ IAS English channel. As you know, the channel is engaged just to provide you the content which is having the quantity as well as the quality, right? So please do subscribe to the channel and never miss an update from the channel. And in case you want to connect with me, so we have got two platforms to be connected. The first one is Instagram and second one is Telegram. On Instagram, you can search me with the username Praveen Mishra _2107. And on Telegram, you can search my channel, that is study_with_Praveen. So we can connect anywhere, okay? And you can consult me, okay? You can just share your doubts or problems related to your academics or UPSC CSC, and I shall take them into the consideration at the earliest possible time. Right, everyone? So please do not forget to mention the reason why FRP was just for the sake of sugar canes and not any other agricultural or non-agricultural products as well. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the very next session. Bye bye, good day, take care. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.